Hey, y'all, I know y'all missed me for the last few days. I have been sick as a damn dog. When I say sick, I mean sick. If you have noticed, pollen season is upon us, and every damn thing that can bloom is blooming, and it's got Miss Green Jeans all messed up. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all like this here. The last time we talked was Thursday show, correct? I think it was Wednesdays or Thursdays. Anyway, that show I had to muscle through, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really muscled through that show. But when I got finished with the show, it got worse. And the next day, let's say it like this here. For me, Miss Green Jeans, to be quiet, that's a whole nother ball game, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't even talk. My throat was so sore. The only thing I could do is say, get me some throat lozenges. And that was the size of that. And as you can tell right now, my voice is not completely back, but I'm here. I still feel a little like crap, but you know what? Somebody got to do the show, and it's got to be me, because I ain't got no backup. So I do apologize to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Sinus and medicine in hand and tissue in the other. We are here. Grandma, get that doggone stash box from up under there. I know I done gathered a little dust because you ain't smoked since you talked to me last. Also, Papa, go ahead and get yourself together. Gardening season is upon us. For those who don't know, it is time to go ahead and plant your fruits and vegetables so you ain't in the middle of that recall. And for those think you got off with the lily dance, yeah, you got free for 4 days, but I got you your lily dance this morning. It's coming up next. So get your medibles, your edibles, your bongs, whatever you got to do, do what you do. And let me say a special shout out. Good morning, Jose. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Dr. D.B. Kush. Good morning, Michelle LeMay. And good morning, Rick Rainwright. Those are few of some of the people that tune into this show one way or the other each and every day on iHeartRadio and the other stations that follow. So with that in mind, get ready. Let's go ahead and get this chicken dance out the way, shall we? And when we come back, we're going to talk about seniors today. Yes, seniors are leading the way. That's the topic of the show. And I guess you say seniors are leading the way. Yes. If I'm doing this show and I'm talking about seniors, that should tell you something. We'll be right back. You're in tune to the Wake and Bake Show. Lily dance of the week, the chicken dance. Yeah, we slowing you, getting you back in, and then next week we gonna get a little bit more aggressive. We know y'all took some time off. I know you did, cause I know darn well I did. I was too sick to worry about doing any type of dance. So that's your Lily dance of the week, the chicken song dance. And shouts out oh, y'all just don't know. Shouts out to Fort Knox, Kentucky, and also Fort Hood, Texas. That's why I originally learned about this song. It was played a lot at a lot of functions that I went to, and it was kind of fun. So shouts out to both of those military bases for those who listening, and those who listen overseas on the Armed Forces networks. Hey, shouts out to you as well. Also shouts out to Finland, shouts out to Germany, shouts out to VA, shouts out to Georgia, Florida, Alabama. Hey, all who listening. Hey, Utah, shouts out to Utah. Thank you for tuning in. For all of y'all that tune in each and every day that I'm here and listen to the replays, I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in and listening. We do the best that we can. It's a one-woman show today. Geechee Green is out in the garden picking her asparagus and shit. Ain't like she can't come and hang out with her sister today, but that's all right. I love her anyway, and she knows this. Geechee, if you're listening, good morning to you as well. Geechee Green probably trying to do some catching up out there in the fields, because y'all know she's a farmer extraordinaire. So, you know, we know that. So, hey, Geechee, I love you. I miss you. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow morning. You all will hear her pleasant voice back with me. So, with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and get the show on the road. We're going to give you one more song, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the day's events. Because I've seen a lot of interesting things that was put up out there in the last few days whilst I was down with this I don't even know if you want to call it allergies, because how it acts, it don't act exactly like an allergy, but it do. So we just gonna say what in the heck ever Rock Hill got going on around here. We gonna leave it at that. Hey, we gonna do some wacky tobacco. That's how some of y'all do say it, wacky tobacco. And we'll be right back.
Down the hall, shows up on time. She like balls to the wall. She went out to lunch with her high school friends. About 3 hours later, she come rolling back in. Well, the boss man really jumped her. Sonny wasn't joking. Everybody in the office knew one that had been smoking that old wacky tobacco. When you feel it creeping up on you, that old wacky tobacco. Kick back and let it do what it do. Now you can toke her, you can one-hit him, puff it in a pipe and you can twist it in a stem. You can bake it in some brownies, smoke it to a bone, roll up a great big fat one like old Cheech and Chong. Burn it through a hole in a can of Budweiser. If you can't take the heat, son, vaporize her. That old wacky tobacco. When you feel it creeping up on you, that old wacky tobacco. Kick back and let it do what it do. Now do what you do. Oh yeah. You got your Mexican and Jamaican with those buds of blue, Humboldt County and hydroponic too. Okeechobee purple from down in the south, and that old stuff your uncle smokes will give you cotton mouth. Homegrown is healthy, synthetic can kill you. My all-time favorite, red-haired Sinsemilla, that old wacky tobacco. When you feel it creeping up on you, that old wacky tobacco. Kick back and let it do what it do. I'll let it do what it do.
And we're back. Hey, I tell you like this here. Y'all just don't know. Seniors, senior citizens, people like myself and others that's over the age of 50, I'm going to call y'all the AARP community. If you're over the age of 50, now let me tell you something about AARP and everything else. If you're not a senior, let me go ahead and get you prepared for what the hell you about to go through. For those who have made that, they're still kind of young, you're blessed. Now, once you reach that age of 49 and a half, here come that old AARP flyer in the mail telling you, making you officially knowing that your ass is old and 50. Now, with that being said, I want to shout out to the Big Tuna down there in Florida doing his thing, teaching seniors how they can benefit from cannabis. That's right, Mr. Big Tuna himself. Hey, down there buying that legal cannabis, man, you look beautiful. Hey, shouts out to you as well. That's what made, I was going to do the story. I woke up thinking about seniors this morning, and then when I seen the Tuna, him and his friend on that one picture out there in Florida buying their legal cannabis for their medical needs because they need it. They're old just like us, myself. Hey, it just makes me smile. Now, keeping that in mind, there's a lot of seniors that's not getting these benefits, but we're going to go ahead and share this story, and we're going to talk about the rest in a second. This story is shared by Fox 17 in Nashville. Bongs and bingo. More senior Americans are adding pot to their recreational activities. This story comes out of the AP Press. Laguna, I guess it's pronounced Laguna Woods, California. As legal cannabis has spread to dozens of states, more Americans in their 70s, 80s are adding marijuana to the roster of senior activities such as golf and bingo. Recent studies show that people over 65 and older are the fastest growing segments of cannabis users. Many of them got high in their youth, now more interested in easing age-related maladies such as arthritis and sleeplessness. More recent morning, about 50 seniors boarded a bus in a retirement community in Laguna Woods, California. Their destination was a local pot shop not too far from Disneyland. They spent hours choosing from a variety of cannabis and fruits products, including candies, drinks, and I'm going to use the word cannabis because they used weed. After they took a break for a little bingo for heading home. Now you think about it now. Can you imagine for a second seeing these senior citizens out there on the bus, just like any other group of, gray hair seniors, some of them, spry and bright, and others, how they do. And then can you imagine seeing them going into a pot shop? Yeah, you might, because you done seen some of them. If you're in a legal area, in a legal state, you done ran across your grandma or your grandma's friend and they're getting some cannabis. You have, especially recreation. Now, y'all know for a fact, also on the illegal market, because that's what I got to talk about for a second. Now, I'm going to tell you like this here. I ain't trying to put nobody's business out there. Y'all know I don't do that. But, it's a lot of y'all some closet smokers. A lot of you. Lot of you. Somebody asked me for a link. It's a lot of closet smoke. Hey guys, I got to take care of something minute because somebody asked for a link to the show. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna give y'all a quick song, and we're gonna come back and I'm gonna give you the rest of the news. I want to make sure everybody's tuned in. You in tune to the Wake and Bake Show. We'll be back.
I'll roll up, shorty, I'll roll up. It's your anniversary, isn't it? And your man ain't acting right. So you packing your dummy gear luggage up, calling my cell phone, trying to catch a flight. You know one thing straight, I'll be there, girl, whenever you call me. When you at home, that's your man. Soon as you land, you say it's all me. Cause shit ain't all G with him no more, you ain't entertained. Since I met you a couple months ago, you ain't been the same. Not saying I'm the richest man alive, but I'm in the game. As long as you keep it 100, I'ma spin this chain. Whenever you need me, whenever you want me, you know you can call me. I'll be there shortly, don't care what your friends say. If they don't know me, I can be your best friend, and you be my homie. I ain't gon' flex, I'm not gon' front. You know if I ball, then we all gon' stunt. Send her my way, she ain't gotta hold up. Whenever you call, baby, I'll roll up. I'll roll up, I'll roll I try to stay out your business, but on the real, you're so obvious. And if you keep fitting me in your plans of fucking up, your man's gonna get on us. That white sand surrounding us, he be handcuffing, he should work for them officers. If you rollin', I got a spot where I can put you on this medical and send you home doctored up. You wanna ride with me cause you say that he boring? Wake up, you rollin' weed, cooking eggs in the morning. Ain't scared to spend this money, I know I'll make more of it. First you was in the sky, now you say whenever you in orbit. Whenever you want me, you know you can call me. I'll be there shortly, don't care what your friends say, cause they don't know me. I could be your best friend, and you be my homie. I ain't gon' flex, I'm not gon' front. You know if I ball, then we all gon' stunt. Send her my way, she ain't gotta hold up. Whenever you call, baby, I'll roll up. I'll roll up, I'll roll up. Whenever you call, baby, I'll roll up. I'll roll up, I'll roll up. Whenever you call, baby, I'll roll up. No matter where I am, no matter where you are, I'll be there when it's over, baby, cause I was there from the start. No matter if I'm near, no matter if you're far, all you do is pick the phone up, lady, and I'll be there when you whenever you need me, whenever you want me, you know you can call me, I'll be there shortly. Don't care what your friends say, cause they don't know me. I could be your best friend, and you be my homie. I ain't gon' flex, I'm not gon' front. You know if I ball, then we all gon' stunt. Send her my way, she ain't gotta hold up. Whenever you call, baby, I'll roll up. Whenever you need me, whenever you want me, you know you can call me, I'll be there shortly. Don't care what your friends say, cause they don't know me. I could be your best friend, and you be my homie. I ain't gon' flex, I'm not gon' front. You know if I ball, then we all gon' stunt. Send her my way, she ain't gotta hold up. Whenever you call, baby, I'll roll up. I'll roll up, I'll roll up. Whenever you call, baby, I'll roll up. I'll roll up, I'll roll up. Whenever you call, baby, I'll roll up. I'll roll up, I'll roll up. Whenever you call, baby, I'll roll up.
And we're back. Hey, I had to get somebody on point because, I got a lot of people that join Facebook or see something on my page and they'll post up, hey, how do we reach the show? Hey, for those who don't know, hey, pass the word. You can hit me up on, you can listen to us on iHeartRadio. You can listen to us on Speaker.com. You can hear us on Dynasty Media Poho. And you can also hear us on Greenwise TV, also YouTube. So we got that out the way. Now, getting back to the news. CNBC shared this article, if pot is legal, we don't need these absurd restrictions. Okay, that's what the title of it is. There are many legal activities we can partake that aren't exactly healthy decisions, but our government has no say in how frequently we do them if we're doing them to excess. For instance, as Americans, we can buy and consume as much alcohol as we want. We can smoke as many cigarettes as we want. And we can eat as much fast food as we want. As an American citizen, you have the right to literally drink and smoke and eat yourself to death. But when it comes to consuming cannabis, this is offered off the table, even though it's impossible to die from smoking a pot to access. Here's how I see cannabis legally. Every person on the planet should be allowed the freedom to use his or her judgment when it comes to what's best for his and her life or well-being, as long as they don't infringe on anybody else's rights. If you want to go into a cardiac arrest from eating 5 Big Macs 5 times a day, then that's your prerogative. If you want to use marijuana to alleviate your migraine headache, be my guest. Today, a dozen states plus the District of Columbia has legalized medical marijuana in some way. Ohio just joined the list last month. On Election Day, which was Tuesday, November 8th, medical marijuana and recreational marijuana was on the ballot in several states. However, if you legalize medical marijuana and recreational marijuana, there's still some restrictions on every aspect of legalization. Take Colorado, for example. You're a Colorado resident, you can buy up to 1 ounce of marijuana at a time. But if you're visiting from another state, you can only purchase 1/4 ounce at a time. Naming other legal substances regulated in this matter. If I can buy as many cigarettes as I want, instead, like Colorado, where marijuana is legal, why can't I empty my bank account in a retail shop if that's what I want to do? Think about alcohol for a minute. It's completely legal. But as much as you buy, as much as you want. If you drink too much, you could cause liver damage, addiction, even death, according to the CDC. In 2014 alone, Americans died from alcohol-induced cases, 30,722 from overdose. Then overdoses from prescription painkillers and heroin combined was 28,647. So there were more alcohol-related deaths in 2014 than heroin-related deaths. And we keep hearing there's a national heroin epidemic in this country. But yet I'm not limited to the amount of alcohol I can purchase. But if it's such a deadly substance, why shouldn't it be regulated more? Can you imagine if the government did such a thing, limit the amount of beer to a six-pack per person a day, and see how many rioting there'd be in the streets? Look for a substance that's legal to purchase, then allow them to purchase as much as they want and desire. That's the definition of legal substance. Once Ohio's recent legalization of medical marijuana, by far the most pathetic I've seen so far. Ohio House Bill 523, which was passed on May 26, only legalized non-smokable marijuana, and when it comes to drug testing work, medical marijuana patients have no protection. They can be fired for violating a drug-free workplace policy if marijuana is found in their system during drug screening, which also make them ineligible for employment benefits. Hypothetical as an approved medical marijuana patient in Ohio, and this is Jesse Ventura talking, by the way, I can take medication that dramatically helps my condition and lose my job, or I can keep on suffering and keep my job, and therefore I'll be able to support my family. See how House Bill 523 doesn't actually legalize anything? Lawmakers are estimating it will take anywhere between 2 months and 2 years to set up and implement all the asinine rules associated with this bill. So when media reports Ohio legalized marijuana, means Ohio residents won't actually be able to get legal marijuana cards or ingest it into possible 2 years from now. I like to think what lawmakers are so afraid of when they come to actually legalizing marijuana. What are the side effects on this medication? Patients feel better. It helps with people manage chronic pain with addiction or death. We just lost Prince, one of the most greatest musical icons of my home state of Minnesota, due to prescription pill overdose. If this doctor hadn't prescribed him marijuana, I believe he'd still be with us today. And as a recreational substance, I named one person who smokes weed and then wakes up the next day not remembering committing a violent or aggressive act, which is so typical associated with alcohol use. I'm a purist. A substance is legal, should be legal. Yes, I can tax it. Yes, let's make money off it, but not regulate it to the point where people live in fear of having too much of this legal substance on them given any given moment. When people can buy cigarettes, they don't have to worry about too many packs in their trunk of their car, but yet medical benefits of smoking cigarettes is commonly knowledge that cigarettes slowly kill you. So addicted substances kill people perfectly legal, and a medical substance that has proven time and time again have practically zero side effects and can actually help people not fully legalized, and American medicals risk going to jail if they use it. Now, I like this. This is from the Jesse Ventura's Marijuana Manifesto. It was published September 6, 2016. He was a Navy SEAL and a Vietnam veteran. He's also a professional wrestler from 1975 to 1986 under the ring name Jesse the Body Ventura. Follow him on Twitter, Governor Ventura. Jesse, let me tell you something. After this show, I'm going to see if I can get you to have a conversation with me, because you're saying the exact same things I have said so many times before about legalization of cannabis. And for those who are living in South Carolina, did you just listen to what I read? I hope you did. We got a chance of passing it, the Compassionate Care Act, but, and that's a big but, we're going to be facing the same things that Governor Ventura just talked about in this article. And remember, this article came out, yeah, I know it's an older article. It was published in 2016, but it still has relevance to this day, especially what we're looking at right now here in South Carolina. If this bill passes and crosses the governor's desk and he signs it, sure, we'll have medical cannabis, but we ain't going to be able to smoke it. And there's going to be a hell of a lot of restrictions on who can have it, who can sell it, and everything else. So, let the lawyers and the lawsuits begin. That's what's going to happen with this bill if we're not careful. Trust me on this. But it's the people's choice. So, let's see how that works out, okay? So, keeping all that in mind, we finna get ready to go into this half-hour mark, guys. Dang, that time flies when you're having fun. I mean, really. But I can't wait to talk to Governor Ventura about this on the next break. I'm going to see if I can ask him to come on the show. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I really like to talk to him about this and see just exactly what he's going to say far as, you know, what's going on since this article has been written. You know, curious minds want to know. And you got to remember, Jesse Ventura should be using this all the time as well. Especially to being a former WWE wrestler. That ain't no easy job, y'all. I'm gonna tell you that right now, bouncing in and off that ring. I'm a fan of the WWE, and especially of Jesse the Body. So this is gonna be one of those events I can't wait to do. I've had former wrestlers on here before. I had Sal on here before, and I had a couple others. So I'm looking forward to talking to Jesse. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get y'all ready for this break. And when we come back, we gonna find something interesting to talk about. Trying to find. Okay, that's gonna be close enough. So you're in tune to the Wake and Bake Show. We'll see you in a few. Hey, Grandma, pass me that blunt.
Church. Sometimes I get stoned in my backyard, lay off in the tall grass so my view is the stars. I think about nothing, get to clear my thoughts from all the thunder and lightning, so I feel a spark. Sometimes I get higher than the Colorado Rockies, hoping that the county sheriff don't stop me. Like Charlie Daniels said, you shouldn't smoke at dough, but damn it, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. With the windows rolled down and the radio up, sweet tea full in my solo cup, listening to the humming of the 44, sounding like a concert. I'm a beat up door, arm hanging out the window, smiling away, smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Charlie Daniels said you shouldn't go smoke at dough. Hell, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. Yeah, I love Rolling Stone. Smoke rolling round the cab with the dome light on, looking like a stage for a Leonard Skinner song. Hanging out with Mary Jane, but she's making the time go slow. Making memories with my buddies through the thick green smoke, puff passing out the windows of my old Tahoe. Lifted so damn high I can't come down, driving under the speed limit in my town. With the windows rolled down and the radio up, sweet tea full in my solo cup, listening to the humming of the 44, sounding like a concert. I'm a beat up door, arm hanging out the window, smiling away, smoking on some ground where the cattle graze. Charlie Daniels said you shouldn't go smoke at dough. Hell, I can't help, I love Rolling Stone. Yeah, I love Rolling Stone.
When you're under the influence of marijuana and you choose to get behind the wheel, you know it's wrong. So if you don't listen to your instincts, think about your fellow passengers. Or think about the other people on the road. Even the unexpected ones. And if you don't think about them,
you'll answer to us. Drive baked, get busted.
Is this the real leaf? Is this the cannabis? Caught on the dry side, must escape from reality. Just legalize, and I gonna plant my seeds. I'm just a homeboy. Weed is no luxury. To be here, to be there, little high, very high. Everywhere the weed grows, not all really matters to me. To me.
Ganja never killed a man. Put a blunt against his head, light the light, and now he's dead. Ganja, everybody, is a gift from God. So why go and throw it all away? Ganja is meant to make you fly. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, pass it on, pass it on. Save me some for later. Too late, the time has come. Getting legal around the world and improving all the time. Goodbye prohibition, grass has got to grow. Gotta leave ignorance behind and spread the buzz. Ganja, we all wanna fly. This magical herb should be distributed to all. Puff off a spliff.
Purple Kush, will you make me want to blow? Look at all the lights are very, very frightening me. Over, over, if you go.
I'm just a homeboy, nobody stones me.
He's just a homeboy from a dry neighborhood, sparing his grass from this illegality.
Easy plant, easy grow, will you let me grow?
No, we will not let you grow.
Let me grow.
We will not let you grow.
Let me grow.
We will not let you grow. We will not let you grow. We will not let you grow. Let me grow. Sensibilia, let me grow. Hills above, there's a devil put aside for me, for me, for me.
So you think you can't tell me and spliffs make me high? So you think you can come here and outsmoke the eye? Oh, brethren, pass it on to me, brethren. Just gotta get high, just gotta get high right now. No law really matters. Anyone can smoke. No law really matters.
And we're back. You're in tune to the Wake and Bake Show. I'm your host, Miss Green Jeans. Get your green out there, picking some asparagus somewhere out there in Charleston. Good morning, Geechee. I love you. Hey, we're gonna talk about the news a little bit more here. And this has come from KOAA.com News 5 up in Colorado. This is from Denver. A bill would add autism spectrum disorders to the list of conditions that give patients the green light to use medical marijuana to treat their conditions passed through the Senate last Wednesday. In a 31-4 vote, the Senate passed the third reading of the bill. Former governor, which is running for president by the way, John Hickenlooper, vetoed the similar legislation last year, saying there was no scientific evidence that supports the benefits of medical marijuana for people with autism. Remember, I said he's running for president. Y'all gonna say, John who? Google him. John Hickenlooper was the governor of Colorado. Google him. You're gonna find some interesting reading. And if you really want to know how he governed, talk to a Coloradans, and I'll be happy to talk about it off air, and I'll be glad to give you some people that'll be happy to talk about him as well. News 5, Kelly Black spoke to the family last month who moved to Colorado so their 11-year-old son, medical marijuana, could treat not only his autism, but other medical conditions that made him mute. Now, it's still people moving to Colorado, and you want to know why? Because of the vast programs that they have out there for medical cannabis. Plus the fact is they got some of the best growing besides going to California. Let's be honest about it. Now, I haven't got a chance to sample medical weed in Florida. I'm hoping to do so shortly by becoming a medical patient in the state of Florida. Because as of now, this is going to be the last talk of the day. And this is going to be a show that I'm going to create. It's going to be a straight podcast. There's going to be no music, no nothing. And it's going to be called The Way I See Things. And it's going to be talking about no other but myself and how I see things as far as the medical, recreational, and cannabis in general. It's going to be the way I see things. I'll let you know the date when that comes out for those who don't like the music thing and the variety thing. I'd like to do 2 shows. And it's going to be only a 30-minute podcast, so don't think you're going to get too comfortable with a pipe, okay? 30 minutes is about all I can do talking to my damn self. And I'm going to bring guests on, and that's all we're going to do is talk for that 30 minutes, okay? So if you're going to be looking for music, you're going to have to tune into this show. But this is the point I'm finna get to. I got off track. Why should anybody have to move? And by the way, this is the last talk of the day because it's going to get lengthy. So go ahead and grab your stash box if you ain't already got it already, if you're late tuning in. Is this. Anybody over the age of 21 should be able to use cannabis. Period. Medical, recreation, whatever. Now, with that being said, that's on the rec side. Now on the medical side, for all these people that think about going recreational, and you have a medical program, you must keep up your medical program. You must. Because the simple fact is this. It's no certain strain. One strain is stronger than the other. All of it's medicine. All of it. We just got to say that's preventive medicine on the recreational side. You have to. And why I'm saying this is this. You got to think about it. I have no secret to mine. I started smoking at 14. I'm now 57. Cheech and Chong, God knows when they started smoking, and they're in their 80s, close to 90, and they still kicking. If that ain't the fountain of youth that we've been looking for, I don't know what else is. Everybody that I know that smokes cannabis is still here, except for a couple exceptions, due to one reason or another. But most of the people I grew up with that stick with cannabis are still here. Now, those who went on to other drugs are not. And I have a long laundry list of those. So what I'm going to say to you is this. I'm like Jesse on this. I don't want to put nothing in my body that's going to hurt it, keep it from functioning wrong, or anything else. That's why I beat the drum so loudly, because I was one of those people that said, okay, if the doctor says it's good, I put my hands in the trust of somebody else. And it cost me a lot. It cost me sleeping at night without having a mask on my face. That y'all don't understand. That's huge. It cost me some of my memory. That wasn't from cannabis. Trust me on this one. I had memory lapses whilst I was on medication that the doctor prescribed for me. I've never been on any bud, and trust me, I done smoked a lot of weed, that would cause you to have blackouts such as I did. There's no way in hell you should be driving down the interstate and forgetting where in the hell you're going. I've had that situation to happen. So, keeping all this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to say this. We have a problem here in the South, and it needs to be regulated and fixed pretty damn quick. Nobody should have to move to have the right to use. We're supposed to be free here. And just like the former governor stated, you can go to McDonald's and order 50 Big Macs without question. You can go to ABC and buy as much liquor as you want. Or for those who are military minded, you can go to Class 6 and buy away. You can go to any grocery store, convenience store, and buy any type of cigarette you want, or pipe tobacco, or whatever that's behind that little counter that you got to show your ID for. As much as you want, unless you're in Costco or Sam's Club or something like that, where they do have a limit. Now, with all that being said, I'm like him again. Why are you going to regulate what I do in my house? Especially if I'm not hurting anyone. Y'all have heard me say this time and time again. And we're going to talk about, that's why I say I got to do a 30-minute podcast, because I get rampant on some of this stuff, so forgive me. I've been to many events in the last 8 years, going on 9 now, that cannabis was used, only cannabis was used, and we didn't have no problems. Now, I can weigh it on both hands and let me tell you something. If I had $20 for every time an event I went to that alcohol was involved, somebody didn't act a donkey, let's say it like this right now, I'd have a studio with the high-tech equipment and everything else to do this podcast on. That's sad but true. Not that I go to bad places. Don't get me wrong, because Miss Green Jeans don't play that. The point is that some people can't handle their liquor. And you also heard me call out military bases, so let it say what it does. And for all my brothers and sisters that served in the armed forces is this. I understand why you don't come out. I understand this. That's why for people like myself makes it even more important to do what I do. Because no veterans pay should be in a state that they can't get it if they test positive for THC. You heard me right. A veteran can lose their benefits if they test positive for THC. They can go ahead and sniff cocaine and do everything else because it don't show up in their system. But if you get cannabis and get caught with it in your system and you're a retiree or getting some type of benefits from the armed forces, you can lose your pay. That's why I stay on this. Because that's some unfair bullshit there. I'm not going to lie to you. For you to jeopardize somebody's job, I don't give a damn armed forces anywhere, is wrong. Especially when you got 30 plus states in the District of Columbia. And we're going to talk about the District of Columbia after this statement. That legalized cannabis. Now that, let's talk about D.C. for a second. It's ironic that the nation's capital can use cannabis, give it away. They can't sell it though. However, look where all of our lawmakers are located. Hypocritical? I think so. Come on now, let's be realistic about this. Nobody's talking about this, but I am. Because how can our lawmakers walk out in the street at any time, they got their friend, we going to say Joe Clark, we going to throw a name out there. We don't know if this person exists or not. Okay, let's say, for example, and all this is made up, so do not try to sue my ass. I ain't got shit, but you can have plenty of bills. Listen to what I'm finna say to y'all now. This is just made up example. We gonna use Senator Lindsey Graham. We know he don't use, we just use him as an example. Lindsey Graham decides, I'm from South Carolina, I can't get none, I want to try to see what it's like. He can go meet Joe Clark down the street. Joe can give him up to 2 ounces, and it's legal. He can go back to his residence, smoke this, and say yay and nay if I like it or not. Now me, in this scenario here in South Carolina, I get 2 ounces, my black ass is going to jail for a minute. How ironic is that, Senator Graham? Is that fair? I'm just saying. So it's about time that we do something about this. And when I say we, that means all of us. And I'm especially talking to my veterans. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you need to back somebody that's going to think like we thinking. I'm not telling you who to vote for. That's your choice. But I'm going to tell you like this. If y'all fuck up and vote for Trump again, I'm going to cuss every last one of you out. I'm not playing. And for those who get offended by this, I'm sorry. I probably just lost some of my listeners today. But I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody talking about Trump need to pass cannabis laws. Y'all, okay, all y'all Trump supporters, since he listen to y'all, will y'all please tell Donald J. Trump to pass cannabis, because that's the only way we going to get it here in the South. It's just going to be like slavery. We going to be the last to be free. Now you think about that. And I'm going to put the blunt out on that. So, with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's show. But when I come back from this last musical break, it's something I got to get off my chest, and it's not a bad thing. And it's got to do with the state of South Carolina. Curious? Stay tuned.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up. And we'll do it 1,000 times again.
And as we close today, guys, I especially want to thank the clergy that came together last week here in South Carolina, in Columbia, at the State House. I wanted to talk about this so bad on the show, but y'all just don't know. I was just so sick that I made sure that before I close this show out today, there's two things I wanted to do. I want to thank all the clergy from all denominations and walks of the church came out to a press conference to say that they supported the medical cannabis bill. And for those who don't know, that's extremely important here in the state of South Carolina, for these clergymen and women to come out and speak about cannabis in such a way. I personally want to thank you, and I do apologize for it being so late, that y'all came out and took time out your day to say what you know God written in his words to be true. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Now, with that being said, also, I want to give a special shout out to my girl, Sharon Murphy Power of Minorities for Medical Marijuana. She was recognized for Women Grow. She was there with Dr. Chandra Marcus and Gia Van. Congratulations. Oh, that's my girl. That's my shero. I don't say much, Cheryl, but you my shero. Keep doing what you do. This woman has her. When I talk about women of cannabis, this is a woman of cannabis, and I am proud to know her because she just does so many great things in the cannabis community that I like to know when she sleeps, because she's got her pinkies, her all 10 fingers and 10 toes, and then other apparatuses in some type of cannabis movement. Thank you, Cheryl, for doing what you do, and I love you, sis. And if you want to know more about Cheryl and all the other people, check out minoritesformedicalmarijuana.org. Yes, I'm a proud member. I'm no longer the chapter president. I stepped down from my position last week due to my health. It's kind of hard. Excuse me. It's kind of hard to do a show and be a leader in the state. It's hard. So, and I still support my brothers and sisters, and I'm still an active member of Minorities for Medical Marijuana. We have John that is doing a great job here in South Carolina. Good morning, John, chapter president of Minorities for Medical Marijuana. Check out the Facebook page. I do share and I still care. Please, 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 guys. I'm still part of Minorities for Medical Marijuana. Don't get it twisted. I'm just not the chapter president anymore. And yes, I do miss it. Yes, I do. But hey, as Spock said, as the needs of the many outweighs the needs of the few. And when you know you can't do a job efficiently like it needs to be done, you need to step aside. And that's what I did. So for those who are a little kind of upset with me about that, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry about that, but you know, things have to be done. And also, Snoop Dogg is doing this last thing I got to say y'all about this real quick. And y'all know I'm a huge fan of Snoop music and his entrepreneurship as well. Snoop ventures a firm to invest $45 million in cannabis business. Will you be a lucky winner? This was launched in March of last year, so this has been a year ago. So I don't know why this story popped back up, but it's on herb.co. Check it out. So that's it for today, guys. I've got everything in I needed to get in. I hope y'all have a great week. I do apologize for not being here the last few days, but when it's a one-woman show, it sucks sometimes when you get sick. You want to do something, but you can't. You just be like, ain't no sense in giving y'all a half-ass show. I refuse to do that. Before I do that, I won't come on air. And y'all don't need to hear all that hacking and coughing and stuff I had going on. Trust and believe that. And it ain't from the smoking, that's for sure. So, with that in mind, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. And treat this show like a blunt. Puff, puff, pass. Share the thing. Share the hell out of it. Share the hell out of it. We got a great show. And we appreciate each and every one of you. And we're working to try to get better. And if you have a comment suggesting a show idea, you can hit me up at Miss Green Jeans and make sure you add the number 1, because if you don't, it's gonna go and it's gonna be lost. MissGreenJeans1@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram, Miss Green Jeans. You can hit me up on Facebook, Miss Green Jeans. I just gave you Twitter. You make sure you add the number 1, because if you don't, you're gonna be lost. Or just hit me up and send me in the street. Say, hey, Miss Green Jeans, I want to talk to you about the show, and we'll listen. With that in mind, I'm going to say this here. I got 2 things to say, actually. 1, are you awake yet? And finally, hey, Freddie, SOS, smoke you one, son. We out.
Squinting like a mother Asian persuasion. Truth be told, just a high Caucasian. Strange junkie, yeah, I'm the first to admit it. If you're crossing up genetics and you know I wanna get it, spark up cuz we squinting cross the nation. Probably never hear this on your radio station. CD, iTunes, SoundCloud, this. Bump it real loud, get your neighbors real pissed. Come over knocking with an attitude of spunky when they lead is squinting and smelling a little funky. But that's okay, it's just how we do. Squinting with your old homeboy J. Woo. Call me the candle man, cause I'm sugar wax stabbing. Love me to shatter, gonna grab a full slab and get this party started the best way I know how. And every single one of us be squinting for a while, we're squinting. Yeah, that's how we do it. When you blazing with your old boy J. Woo says squinting each and every single day. Pass a one around like this record do play, we're squinting every time we roll through. When you blazing with your old boy J. Woo said squinting early morning to the night. Just make sure my bong ain't packed too tight. Squinting, you can call me Mr. Miyagi. Bud so green, call it Kermit the Froggy. Getting my mind foggy off the garden of weeding. Eyes wide shut is a life I'm leading. Now we proceeding to squint and get lifted. What strength you got to make reality shifted? If you've been around for a minute or 2, know if it that good and make the J review. It's a guest choice till the end of the song. Do you wanna spark a joint, a blunt, bowl, a bomb? Lungs, get ready with your squint game, baby. Think you can hang with the squint squad, maybe? Grab a dab who could be the party starter. Also grab a bone and please change the water. Rooms elevated, all y'all minds are lifted. Squint in to the words of the most gifted. Squint in, yeah, that's how we do it. When you blazing with your old boy J. Woo says squint in each and every single day. Pass a blunt around like this record do play. Says squint in every time we roll through. When you blazing with your old boy J. Woo says squint in early morning to the night. Just make sure my bong ain't packed too tight. Squint in like it was my 9 to 5. So much honey in my jar, you thought I robbed a hive. Eyes wide shut, if you know what I'm saying. Living the squint life, y'all know I ain't playing. Dabs on deck, ounce of flour in the glove box. Head out to the whip, me by the hot box of moon rocks. Back up in a party and I got one wish. Hoping that I get to try that squish. Sipping round the table, THC infused drinks. Squint with your homie, talking about what he thinks. Brought the distillate with them added in turks. DTFO, knocking out them twerks. Please make sure your boy don't fall. Who's a DK dab king out, y'all? You want a good time? Let's do some bone races. Then we're gonna have a whole room of squinted faces. Squinting, yeah, that's how we do it. When you blazing with your old boy J. Woo says squinting each and every single day. Pass a blunt around like this record do play. We're squinting every time we roll through. When you blazing with your old boy J. Woo says squinting early morning to the night. Just make sure my bong ain't packed too tight. We're squinting every time I roll through. Yeah, I know you're squinting, baby. We're squinting, you're squinting. From New York to San Quentin. Get at me.